Hello my ducks, it's Simon here. Welcome back to the Hermit's Cave. I hope the start of everybody's week is going okay. Mondays and all that, not everybody's favourite day. But I've taken a receipt of a delivery today from a deck that I knew very little about. I'm going to say that it has multiple functions, if you like. I've certainly, for the first year, got a very particular way in mind that I'm going to be working with this deck. Now, I saw it on Kelly's channel, Kelly at the Truth in Story, and these are Kalat cards. I think I'm pronouncing that right. The creator is in Switzerland, and I'd imagine this is a little letter. So a nice little card here, as you can see. The symbols here represent the seasons, so I'll come on to that. And the Kalat world is a fictional place. Now they're 52 cards and they're bridge sized. Kelly, when she talked about it, made lots of references to Lenormand. I won't be. I know Lenormand is a 36 card system. Lots of creators have, upscaled that to 52 cards to correspond with the playing card associations. And this kind of reads similar, but from what I understand, and we will have a look at the book when I open it up, it's a very simple way of reading. So laying down the cards and actually just reading them in a very literal way. However, the reason why I decided to hit the buy button, so this hasn't been sent for review, I've purchased it because I love the artwork, I think it's phenomenal, but they correspond with each week of the year as well, so all 52 weeks of the year. So if we're up to week 4 now, you can see the week that you're on, and it will be in the middle of winter because we are in the middle of winter. And there's like a message. So for the first year, I want to kind of have this as a weekly card that I put out on my desk to focus on for that week. And then we'll see what happens at the end of the 52 weeks, whether I continue with that again or, I start to use them for reading purposes. The jury's out on that. So a little note here says, thank you very much for buying the Kalat cards. As a token of appreciation, I've added this Salt Witch energy card, which is this one, which is really nice. Let's pop that there. The energy card is charged in the light of the full moon, and it will give a silver lining to the everyday things in your life. From this angle, you will experience that everything will seem to go easier, or things might inspire you more. This way you get more energy and a much lighter view on life. Well, that's always appreciated. I also charge the card myself, and this effect is purifying like the salt of the Salt Witch. It will take away the negative charge and the heaviness of things once again. The side effect will be noticeable as a light, airy flow of more energy. And then to charge the card yourself at home, it tells you that. So, and that is by Dennis Kalat. And the website, by the way, if you do want to check these out, is www.calat.world. And on the website, in addition to English, there's a guide that's available in Dutch, French, German, Norwegian, and Spanish. And it's great. I like the website because I did check it out, and it will tell you the week we're on at the moment is week 4 or week 5. And then you get an idea of where you are, and it gives you a write-up for that week and what that card represents. So let's open this up. It's got a nice rose petal box. Well, that feels beautiful. That feels really, really nice, soft rose petal finish. Just while I think about it as well, before I open the box, so I've just opened up, hopefully this isn't too bright. So I've gone to my phone, calat.world. It tells you all about Dennis there, that's Dennis. But if we go here and we go to Kalat cards, it tells you about the cards. And then when you go down here, it will say card of the week. So we are on week 4, card 4, which is Feith. And then if you want to know more about this card, or you're curious about the guidebook, you can download it here. So it allows you to download the guidebook as well. So we know that we're on week 4. So we're quite early on in the year, so I'm pleased about that. But I'll probably take this up to finish with week 3 next year. Just having a nice big mug of Lady Grey tea. Oh, just needed it when I got home from work. So it's a lovely wraparound magnetic box. I think they call this clamshell, don't they? Look at this. There in the distance, everything is so clear to me. Gorgeous. This is the Kalat world. It's like a continent, an island. Oh, that candle's just gone out. That one's finished. Entering the world of Kalat. This beautiful box contains 52 oracle cards and 3 bonus cards that offer many new, unique ways of laying cards. For this deck, Dutch-Swiss medium Dennis Kalat combined forces with illustrator Inga Lan. Oh, excuse me. I need to put my phone onto silent. I apologise. I'm sure. Bonus point if you can name that TV programme. Yeah, Dennis Kalat combined forces with illustrator Inga, I think that's how you, I-N-G-E, Lan. Both are proud to present this deck of Kalat cards. These cards whisper a slightly dark fairy tale situated in the Scandinavian kingdom of Kalat. And I've been to Scandinavia quite a few times. Beautiful part of the world. I've been to Sweden and Norway, and I love it. Sweden once, Norway 4 times. The Calatian map divides in 4 seasons: winter, spring, summer, and autumn. And these well-known seasons have a big influence on the spreads. Included is a 136-page guidebook that covers all cards and contains easy explanations. So let's dive in. So this is the book. As you can see, we'll take a look at that in a minute. These are the cards, as I said, they are bridge sized. They've got beautiful brown metallic gilding. The whole presentation is just really well executed, really nice. So I won't spend a lot of time on the guidebook, but just to give you how the symbols work, because the cards have symbols on them. I don't know if you can see that there, but and it tells you where you are in the kind of the wheel of the year. He's saying, this is Dennis's introduction. I didn't know anything about oracle cards at the time, but I already experienced more paranormal impressions than I could handle at the age. That was the reason I blocked my gift as much as possible for a long time until I brought an oracle deck many years later. With that, I set a lot in motion. The colours and symbols were the order of the day again. A few years ago, I became visions. I think this is just lost in translation a little bit. And it seems like I've been guided towards creating the deck I'm presenting now. The Kalat cards tell a good story. It has a lot of depth and a solid structure due to the presence of the seasons. The beautiful images from illustrator Inga Lan make it easy to get to know the cards and their possibilities. Welcome to the world of Kalat. So here's the symbols. So how to approach the cards. On the next pages, we propose a card for every week of the year, so that at the end we'll have 13 cards per season, making a total of 52 cards for the year, 1 for every week. And that's what I remember. So the symbols tell you what season you're in, and then you get some other symbols that tell you whether you're at the beginning of that season, in the middle of that season, or towards the end of the season. On the left page, you will find the week number and the name of the card. Below is a short story and the most important keywords and info is enough for you to get started. So on the right, you will find the season symbols, which are these symbols here. Next to it are atmospheric phrases with keywords that reflect the card and or the season. These seasons can have influence. There are also many examples of what card combinations could mean. It's all about association, so think creative. So yeah, and I've seen some on the website just laying 4 down, but you read them literally, which is, from my understanding, is kind of how you do it with Lenormand as well. But if you could get more literal, this would be it. Some cards have a time location marker to indicate where this card can be found at the start, middle or end of the season. These markers can have influence. So I suppose they're useful if you're doing a spread to know kind of where you are. But as I said, for me personally, I'm going to be using these as, you know, a card pull for the week, and to take the energy of that message, that part of the season with me through the week. And I'll do that on a Sunday evening. The Kalat cards are not read as a single card, but in combination with other cards. We read from left to right, just like we build a sentence in English. So sun and house, summer house. House and sun, housewarming party. Housewarming, house, sun. Pie, tram equals food. Pizza, courier, because it's a method of transport to do with food. Tram and pie, on-board restaurant. I'm not sure how that would work in a reading. If I'm reading the cards and I get on-board restaurant, maybe I think, well, you know, if I'm going on a trip, I may need to make sure that that's been thought through. You can see the order oracle cards can make an important difference. We can also read 3 cards or more as a sentence, but that comes later in the summer. The seasons can also have a big influence on card combinations, as they can answer a yes/no question and give an indication if things will move fast or slow. Let's start easy on the first day of winter. A breath of fresh air. So I'd imagine winter is quite slow, whereas summer's quite fast. So again, little story. I love winter. Snow-capped mountains all around me is truly a beautiful sight. If you embrace the winter, it's a nice season that forces you to take rest. That is why we look forward to it. But the winter can also offer obstacles. So there's a lot here to read to get to know kind of the cards and the seasons and how they correlate. The winter passes slowly, I would have thought so. And it answers usual with a no, or it shows down depending on the amount of winter cards in your spread. Especially in the middle of winter, this season can feel, yes, that's true, isn't it? I've always said that, you know, you kind of get to Christmas, you've got something to look forward to, and Christmas has lights and magic and sparkle. The January and February months just seem to go on and on. We've still got dark evenings like it is now. It's cold, it's wet. Yeah, so that's interesting. We've got a moon card, and then here's the symbols and explanation. So well, it's not, that's giving you kind of, oh, we're going into the cards. So 1 tram, 3 clock. So then we go into each of the cards. So if we look at week 4, which is Fieth, on the card we see an almost invisible Fieth in a violent snowstorm who is about to take something away from us, only to disappear into thin air again. So you've got some keywords, and I know this deck says, you know, the cards are not to be read on their own. You do you know. Lots of people will pull a tarot card. I do daily draws. I do, when I do a couple of catch-up cards, I'll pull 1 card, and lots of people say, well, you shouldn't really do that with a tarot. Spreads are important, but for me, you know, if I just want to pull a quick card and I pull Fieth, it gives me a lot to think about here with loss, reduction, disease, theft, decay, scarcity, etc. Okay, so that's a little bit about the cards. And then you've got the influence of the seasons here, how to use the cards. Let's see what else there is. winter, slow and no and night, spring, fast and yes and morning, summer, slow, yes, afternoon, autumn, fast and no and evening. And it gives you some examples here, what will happen in my job. Feeth, hive, reduction. Feeth and hive equals reduction plus work. Okay, I thought there's some spreads here as well that you can do. Table of seasons, the trail, lots of information. But what I was looking for was the key, and I thought I saw it. And that gives you we've got that, but that doesn't say what they all are. Oh, it tells you here. So winter. But I thought there was a page where, I mean, you see when you go through anyway. Autumn, for example. So we would know because of the order of the seasons that we've got winter, spring, summer, and autumn. Winter, spring, summer, autumn. And then that tells us where we are. So the slanting to the left is the beginning. In the middle is the middle, slanting to the right is towards the end. All right, so let's have a look at these cards. I've got to be careful here because I don't want to damage the gilding in any way. These are gorgeous, look at this. Look at that, isn't that beautiful? I'm trying to make sure that the light is picking it up properly. Really, it's like a chocolate wrapper, like a galaxy chocolate wrapper. Those of you who might be familiar with that. We have the Kalat kingdom on the back of the cards. They feel lovely. In case people don't know what a bridge-sized card is, I'll compare it with a tarot card, a standard tarot card, and you'll see it's a lot shorter and narrower. So that's, these are just the beautiful images as well. So I'm going to bring the camera down and we will have a look at the cards together. And for some reason, and I'm not sure why, we have 51 and 52 on the top. Now, whether that's because, I mean, this is obviously Yule and Christmas, and then going into the week leading to New Year, we've got these celebrations here, and then we start with card 1. Now, what I like about the symbols, they're not really intrusive. You really have to kind of look for the numbers. So that's quite nice because they are small cards, as you can see in the palm of my hand. So you want to see and enjoy the artwork. So having them very faint, I really like that. So you can see we've got winter, we've got week 51 and week 52. Now, did the book start with, yes, it does. So it starts off with, right at the beginning, after we've read about winter, it starts off with card 51, the moon. And then we go into 52, which is stars. It talks about New Year's Eve. Yeah, so maybe that's why it's to get for the festive periods. Then we start with 1. So, but that makes no difference to me because I'm starting with week 4 anyway. But look, just beautiful art. The cardstock is really nice as well. This is a really nice sturdy cardstock. It's in matte, it's borderless, it's gorgeous. I fell in love with them as soon as I saw them and just had to order them. And I really like the idea of working through the year. I follow the wheel of the year anyway, as you know, if you've seen my Sacred Spaces. not just the 4 seasons, but the full 8 Sabbats. But I think it's really nice because I pull a Sabbat card out for my altar on each Sabbat, but it would be really nice to have a weekly card as well, so that's why I decided to get them. So here we have the tram, and of course these are all based in the world of Kalat. I ought to really just have the book to hand as well, just so I can tell you what each one is without taking, and zoom in a little bit, without taking an age to go through the walkthrough. But and I won't read everything either, so don't worry about that. But we have the snow globe. When we look inside the snow globe, we see a perfect little world revolving in its small circle, snowflakes swirling everywhere. Life is pleasant and there's no reason to change anything that is as good as it is. And then you've got the keywords. I love this. I love the artwork of this deck. It's just gorgeous. So here we have the clock. A large frost crack in the clock prevents the clock from running. All things have come to a standstill. We're right in the middle of winter now. You can see this crack that they're talking about. And this is about no changes, security, balance, assurance, time, permanence, stagnation. So this is the week we're on now, week 4 of the year, and this is Feith. I've already read that anyway, but yeah, isn't it beautiful? Love this broken bridge. Look at this. And on this midwinter card, we see a broken bridge that prevents you from crossing. It represents the force working against you. It stops here, or be prepared for serious delays. Now we feel the obstruction of the season real good. And the keywords are obstruction, blockage, resistance, error, etc. Okay, look at her, isn't she beautiful? This is our queen. The queen is powerful and a confident lady. She's extremely impatient and has very intense and strong personality. When she enters a room, silence seizes around her. She is overwhelming and intimidating. She knows what she wants, and without detours, she chases her goals and takes what is hers. And again, there's much more text. I'm just reading the first few lines, really. Look at this. This is like a huge, giant labyrinth here, this way in. The labyrinth asks for a solution, but think carefully, because whatever you plan, it will never go perfectly. There are no shortcuts. And then we have the beggar. The beggar is card 8. See the infinity symbol, as in the figure 8. Because it represents the situation of a lonely beggar caught in an infinite loop. His world is getting colder and people are passing by. He feels invisible because he is ignored and no one looks him in the eye. It's all about asking for help and receiving help. We have a tower card here. This distant, isolated tower is not really inviting and rather cold. It represents the institution that ensures order, rules and enforcement, such as the government, town hall, police, army, a court of justice, tax administration. Not sure what this is actually. Oh, it's a ring. It looked like a kind of a structure, like a carved, what would you call it? Like a piece of sculpture. That's the word I'm looking for. It still could be, really. A simple yet elegant ring made of fine wood and gilded with precious gemstones. It is situated in the cold snow in front of the town hall, which indicates a clinical aspect of this agreement. The town hall is obviously where contracts are made as well, aren't they? Or people making commitments. See the tone of the cards about to change for spring. We have a heart here, a natural human heart. This half-frozen heart represents all our feelings and emotion. Feelings of love and hate slow us down because they occupy our thoughts and take up a lot of our energy. Therefore, they belong to the frozen part of the heart. While emotions as passions and enthusiasm make us vibrate faster, they belong to the thawed part of the heart that already feels the coming of spring. So yeah, you can really get that sense. And here we are at spring, and look how beautiful this card is. Really gorgeous. So week 12 starts spring. You can see here, got the 12. And this is the flowers. So the first card of springs brings us a surprise. Cherry blossoms bloom very early in the year, and in no time they change a wintry landscape into a feast of colour. Suddenly it's spring. What an unexpected gift. I love this, I really love it. We have the cocoon here, so that metamorphosis state. We've gone from winter, we're now going into spring where everything starts to blossom and come alive. Now spring has really begun, and on a strong branch hangs a beautiful cocoon in which a miraculous transformation takes place. It stands for the completion of something, but especially for the phase that follows. When something ends, something new will always take its place. This is written beautifully as well. So this is Huldra. I'm not sure who Huldra is, but obviously a resident of the Kalat kingdom. Huldra is a beautiful lady with a tail of a cow and a very seductive smile. She lures you deep into the Calatian forests, but she can't be trusted, and she doesn't have your best interests at heart. Trickery and deceit, all of that for her own gain or just for pleasure. She enjoys the damage she causes for others. Wow, Huldra, you're one to watch. Love this crossroads that we've got here, and a little old-fashioned lantern. So this is the crossroads. This card shows a crossroad in a forest where we have the free choice to go left or right. Every choice has consequences, and at this point it is not yet clear what they are, but one thing is certain. It is a crossroads. A choice has to be made, otherwise the choice will be made for you. Now, this is one of the significator cards, but I'm not going to use it for that. There is another one a bit further on, as you can see here. This is asking the past, because it's looking to the left, just like we do with tarot cards and the positions that they face, and then asking the future, okay? Because I suppose you could use it as a significator card if, I don't know if I'd ever ask about anything in the past though. I may, if I'm doing some kind of shadow work or inner child work or something like that, or getting to the root of a situation, what was the cause, I might ask the past and use that as a significator. But most of mine would be the future looking card. But anyway, the artwork of this, look how, oh, it's just beautiful. It's like part of a tree, a woodland being. It's gorgeous. So it's the askling of the past. We see a mythical creature who is half human and half tree. It's an ash tree. In a distant past, this English word is derived from the ancient Calatian word astre. Astre. I think that's pronounced Astra. This creature answers questions about the past and future and is called an askling. Okay, this card represents the querent when the question is about the past. So that's pretty cool. I'm not quite sure why they're not together. I suppose you don't want 2 weeks together where you're on that, but then we have our house card. Again, if you're reading Lenormand or used to reading Lenormand, you would be seeing associations here. On this card, we see a beautiful Calatian wooded family home made from the strongest wood to ensure safety, a protected feeling during every storm. It's a safe haven. And hopefully all of our homes feel like a safe haven. It might be fun actually just to do some literal readings with these, as well as use it as for card of the week. Just need to remember to put the card back into the pack. We have wings here. These happy moths are flying towards their new home, this fertile rock in the sea. Our wings card is card number 18, because at this age you have the right to vote, you can make large purchases, and of course drinking and sex is allowed in many countries. What an upgrade. But you do get that sense, don't you, at 18, where you do feel like you've got your wings and you've got a lot more freedom than what you might have experienced previously. We have tree, and I love the perspective of this tree, of standing at its roots and just looking up. Beautiful. A majestic tree adorns this card, and it shows the powerful embodiment of Mother Nature to which we all belong. The tree therefore also represents our body during our life here on earth, and it talks about physical health. The tree is the house in which our soul lives. And there we have the Askling of the future. This mythical creature is half human, half tree, answers questions about past or questions about the present and future. The Askling cards are the only two cards that can be read in two directions. The side they look at and also the side they look away from. Therefore, they can give us a lot of information. This card represents the querent when the question is about the present or future. Okay, then we have the dice. I love these dice with the different symbols on them. The card for week 21 is the luck card dice. With 21 dots per die, this is no coincidence. In the game Blackjack, 21 is also the lucky number. So with this card, we quickly think of taking a gamble. With the 4-leaf clover located next to your seat, you can assume that luck is on your side. Oh yes, the 4-leaf clover, look, right next to the seat. That's clever. We have key next, beautiful ornate key here. Shown in this card, the key that seems to mean that it can open and close doors and other things. This is certainly true, but the light that shines from behind the doors shows that this key can set much more in motion. You can really see that light coming through the keyhole. We have the well, which is beautiful. Don't you think these images are stunning? On a beautiful green plain, there is a well where you can get fresh water, but much more importantly, at the well we meet other people for a nice chat to make new contacts. You can meet people in the park or at a public garden, maybe on a nice spring festival. The well is a social place. Certainly was in days gone by. And then here we have this lovely cabin, and this is the traveller card. There in the distance, the traveller comes around the corner. This elusive loner has gathered curios and tales. Everything is for sale or to be bartered. And then we move into summer. So you see the symbol is now changed from spring to summer. We get this beautiful burst of the summer sun, don't we? And this is the sun card. The bright card represents the week with the year's longest day. It's the summer solstice. Aside from this immense positive energy, it can also signify the happy midsummer night celebration. On this longest day of the year, we enjoy the sun by dancing all night. We have the hive. We've got this beautiful bee. Bees are very active and hard workers, and that is why there is one depicted on the card. This bee represents work and career. Having a nice job and a collaboration with fine colleagues is rewarding. It brings stability. The queen bee indicates the hierarchy of the networking structure. We have the coins here. The card shows an abundance of grain, salt, and coins coming out of an ancient magic machine that was found in a shipwreck just off the Danish coast. The gears represent the running economy. The grain and salt represent goods and trade. The coins represent cash and money traffic. And just to say as well, when you get to each card, you've got all these different combinations that it could perhaps pair with as well, which is really interesting. Here we have the harbour. A ship leaving the Kingsgate Harbour stands for physical movement across borders with the use of any means of transportation. The most likely is a ship or an airship, such as a zeppelin or a plane. And let's not forget the long distance buses. Everything is possible as long as it's outside your area or region. Lots of nice blue summer skies now. It looks like we've got a couple of beach scenes coming up as well. This is the message in the bottle. It's the letter card. A message in a bottle is a very efficient way of communicating, but this card also stands for emails, letters, messages, and memos. All written communication falls under this card, including packages, as they are the result of an order form. It's interesting. Oh, look how cute that little dog is. This is the dog card. A dog is a man's best friend, were the true words of King Frederick, a wise king from earlier times. I totally agree with that, and that's why I pictured our dog Tala on this summer card, playing on the beach near the North Sea. The meaning of this card is friendship, whether it's the friendship between people or the friendship we have with our pets. Friendship, loyalty, trust, unconditional. Yeah, beautiful. Oh, we have a mermaid. On this midsummer card, we see Mira. She's half woman, half seahorse, and happily swimming in the water, carefree and enjoying life like there is no tomorrow. She sings along with the song of the sea. She feels fantastic. I love whatever she's having. Then we have the child card. On the beach, a special child plays with a piece of wood. It descends from the forest where she originates from. This girl is a Huldrabarn, a changeling, a foundling, but above all, a perfect child. Her name is Laura Lee. This card reminds us that children are special, pure and innocent, no matter how they look or where they come from. Oh, we've got this beautiful pearl in the shell here. So this is pearl. A chance of finding a valuable pearl in an oyster is rare. But if you are the type that can wear pearls, you will rise in people's esteem. Your words and deeds gain importance and influence. Pearls can lift anything to a higher value. A pearl can stand for a person, a certain idea, a religion, moments, materials, or an object. Wow, that's a powerful wave, isn't it? This is wave. Slowly we are moving towards the end of summer. Lazing and enjoying soon will be over. Then comes the wave. The wave brings more motion and variety. It is an activating card. Not good or bad. It just gives more dynamics, and you might have to get used to that. And then we have, is that a jellyfish? Yeah, jellyfish. The colours of this jellyfish are mesmerising, but be aware, encountering it while swimming poses a real problem. If you see this creature, you're better to take action and swim around it or get out of the water. If you don't see it, then there will be consequences. Wow, that's a warning, isn't it? And then we have lightning. An ominous sky gathers up at the end of a sweltering summer day. The hot air is oppressive, totally unexpected, and with an unprecedented force, lightning struck and it could almost split the sea in two. This card is about the quick division of things. We have lighthouse. The lighthouse at the end of summer, let the line shine forth to provide a safe haven to some and direct others in the right way. Okay, and then we go into autumn. So we've got our autumn cards now. After a nice long lazy summer, we've arrived in autumn. This is a season where the energy is flowing again, and this time it's directed inwards. And we're starting with the rose. And the first card of autumn is a rose preserved under a fragile dome, held together by thorns. If we look through the cracks in the glass, we see an illusion of something beautiful that once was. That's really true. We're starting to get those cozy nights now. Look, pumpkin pie here. This says ember pie. We see a cozy room with a delicious ember pie, and there's plenty to share. I've not heard of ember pie. This card is about your social life, meeting friends, enjoying food and drinks, preparing and hoarding for the coming winter. Looks like different rooms of the same house, doesn't it? It's all lit by these beautiful candles. We're in the library now. The Royal Library displays an open book containing all kinds of information. Here, in this pleasant room, one can gather wisdom for hours. We've got a telephone. A beautiful old telephone is central on the table. A glass of wine indicates a good conversation or light-hearted gossip that is about to take place. This card also represents an interview, discussion, or a conference. So it's definitely about that communication and conversations. Oh, we've got a ghost. Look at that. Aura is not being heard or seen. She is a friendly, caring lady, but no one seems to notice her presence. She tries her best to be appreciated by always being there for everyone and whispering good advice in someone's ear. Here we experience the presence of spirits, and it varies from person to person. I get goosebumps when I'm touched as a confirmation to the words I speak. Maybe you experience a comforting presence. Just try and find the answers in the silence of your head. We've got an Ouija board. The Ouija, yes, that is the answer we want to hear in our questions, but looking for answers in the wrong place is never wise. Hoping you can solve your money problems by hitting the jackpot in a casino, or you want to lose weight by sticking your finger down your throat. Oh. This card is about self-sabotage. You are looking for solutions in the wrong places and in the wrong way, and you know it. There is always a self-interest that outweighs your common sense. Oh, look at this. It's a scarecrow. Each deck has a card you'd rather not see in a reading, and in week 44, we meet Scarecrow. On this mid-autumn card, we see someone who seems free to leave this dark place behind, but traumas, regrets, and suffering prevail Han from moving on. That's the character. The crows represent the burdens and sorrow Han carries from the past that will plague Han. Some are permanent scars. Oh wow, so that's the card that we don't want to see. Look at this, look how atmospheric this is. This is Gate. Yeah, Gate. It's more like a doorway. Wow, the gate's there, it's open. The Gate card shows an old portal. Outside, an ominous mist makes everything look menacing. Inside, it is cold, dark and damp. Unsure to go out or stay inside because neither option seems very appealing. I love this deck. We have Rain. When raindrops fall to earth and the leaves of trees carpet the ground, we know it is autumn. Sometimes it feels a bit too intense. We often see this period as less fun. This card shows a heavy rain shower, washing everything clean, purifying. The lantern light shines on the masks that have fallen off. See here, look at that. We have a volcano. On this card, we see a cute looking ember bird trying to hide the fact that its internal stress level is rising dangerously high. You can see it already losing a lot of hot embers. The ember bird is silent before the eruption, but the volcano behind it is a severity of unrestrained released energy. Here we have the king. So remember, we had the queen very early on. We have the king now. The Calatian king sits on a simple throne with a jester's hat in his hand and a jolly bell on his staff. Obviously, this man is no longer the king of fools. He learned from his mistakes and now he is calm, a wise man who has found peace. I like that for a king. I really like that. Then we have Twilight, beautiful image. Welcome to the twilight. Take a seat on the bench and enjoy the candlelight that gives everything a golden glow. This is your well-deserved downtime. Oh wow. This is called Aurora, aptly. Many Calatians believe that you should never wave, whistle or sing to the aurora. It is feared that the aurora would take you away if you attract too much attention. This is the last card of autumn and also the last card of our year. On the darkest day, the aurora appears. It is everywhere. So there are some bonus cards. Not sure if I will use them. Let's move these here. We've got these mirrors with something, a different object in front of each one. So let's see what it says. Does it even mention them? I can't even see it in the book. Where would it be? Unless it's right at the beginning and I just went past it. But I don't think it is. Bear with. Okay, so right near the back we have the mirror card. So we've got 3 mirror cards with a dog, it looks like a child and a lady. It says the 3 mirror cards are an extra bonus in this box. They can be used in a reading if you have a question about a deceased person, child, or animal. I wanted to give a face to all loved ones who have passed away and left us incomplete. We see them in the mirror because they are part of us forever. In front of that mirror, we also see the empty space they leave behind. So that's why the old dog's little bed, a child's rocking horse, and an armchair. For these cards, I chose very personal portraits. I hope they can represent your loved ones too. The dog is my first dog, Ina. She died at age 14. She was so it talks about the child is his aunt Heidi, died at the age of 4. And the woman is portrayed as my inspiration, Sherpa. She showed me the way out, blah, blah, blah. So cancer took her away at the age of 74. So after laying the Kalat cards on the table of seasons, you can put your mirror card on top of the card that lies on the house of the ghost in the table season. So if you're doing a spread and the ghost card comes up, you can lay this, you can substitute the ghost card for one of these. So that's interesting. I don't know if I'll use them necessarily. For me, I've got a ghost card, but it does personalize it a lot more if you find value in that. So overall impressions, I think, I love this gilding, it's beautiful. I think these are gorgeous cards, really, really gorgeous. Just beautiful. Really pleased I've got them. Information will be in the description below if you're interested in getting a set as well. They weren't that expensive really, I was very surprised. And I can't even remember if the shipping was free, but anyway, information will be below if you want to check them out. Let me know your thoughts below. Thank you for being here today and watching the video. And yeah, I'm interested to hear your thoughts. Until next time, go in peace. Namaste and blessed be.